can clarify one thing. On Taiwan, President Biden in Japan, during news conference, when asked about Taiwan, he said that there is a clear understanding among most of our allies that if China were to act unilaterally, there will be a response. What did he say? What did he mean by response? Was that sanctions? What did he mean unilateral, military intervention?
Yeah, I'm not going to go beyond what the president said. He has said that before, that we don't want to see the status quo changed unilaterally. We certainly don't want to see it changed by force. And the other thing the president said, and he said a gazillion times, is there's no reason for it to, because nothing's changed about our one China policy. We don't support independence for Taiwan. Now, we obviously do support their self-defense capabilities, and we'll continue to do that. But there's no reason for this tension in the Taiwan Strait to devolve into any kind of conflict.
Jeremy.
Hey, John. I understand that you don't want to characterize whether or not we're witnessing the beginning of this counteroffensive.
That's right, I don't.
But is this within the time frame of when Ukrainian officials told Americans that they could potentially begin a counteroffensive? Are we within that time frame?
I'm just not going to go there, Jeremy. I mean, they need to have the right and the responsibility to speak for their own military operations and how they're conducting them and where and when. And it wouldn't be appropriate for us to speak to that.
Okay. And secondly, President Zelensky told the Wall Street Journal that he needs more Patriot missile batteries and air defense to protect both civilians in Ukrainian cities as well as frontline troops from Russian air power. Is the U.S. in the process of identifying additional Patriot batteries that they could potentially send or additional air defense? Could we see some of that?
What I would tell you is we've been prioritizing air defense now for many, many months. And in this last package, one I think we just talked about last week, there were additional interceptor missiles. So without getting ahead of announcements to come, I can assure you that air defense remains top on the list of the kinds of capabilities that we're going to continue to make sure Ukraine has.
Are Patriot batteries, I know that those are tough because they're fairly scarce, so is that a possibility?
They are. There's not a lot of them, either in our inventory or the inventory of nations that have purchased them. But again, I don't want to get ahead of where we are. We know air defense is a priority, and we know how well the Patriots have been performing inside Ukraine, which is, again, why we provided some additional interceptor missiles last week. All I can tell you is that we're going to prioritize it going forward. I just don't want to get ahead of announcements.
Go ahead, Steve, and then we'll go to the back.